Good afternoon. Hey gang, I am Natalie Diaz with Twiniversity, and today we are going to take a deep dive into bottle feeding your twinnies thanks to our friends at Dr. Brown's. We're going to talk about a lot of different things today. We're going to talk about how to prep bottles, what we're going to talk about some formula. We're going to have some formula chat. We're going to talk about bottle feeding breast milk. We're going to talk about how many bottles you really should have on hand, cleaning bottles, glass versus plastic, why BPA free matters, and a lot more. Plus, as always, we have some prizes for you. Prizes for you. I love prizes. So welcome. Happy whatever day of the week this is. I am pretty stoked because I got to go through all of my Twiniversity goodies and look for everything that was Dr. Brown's. And I'm actually pretty surprised at how much stuff I had just in my Twiniversity little supplies. I actually wish that I had a few more things because I don't have them to show you, unfortunately. But I do not have their diaper cream. I don't have their skin lotion. I don't have their baby wash. There's quite a lot of things that I wish that I had. But before we get started and dive on in, first of all, could you hear me? Could you see me? How do I look today? I decided to put my hair up because I'm actually warm. Despite the chilly weather outside, I'm a little hot today. I don't know about you, but could everybody see me and hear me? I always like to just verify. So give me a thumbs up, happy face, heart. I always do that because it reminds me of people on Instagram. I'm not good at it though. Are you good at that making a heart? I'm not that good at it. I have to practice my hand heart skills. Good. Thank you, Sonora. I appreciate letting me know. This is a live chat today, so it is going to be interactive. I need to know what you want to know. I know what I want to tell you, but I would love to know what you would like to know. So first things first, let's introduce ourselves. As I said, I am Nat. I am the big cheese here at Twiniversity and the mama of my own twinnies who are way too old, to be very honest with you, way out of the bottle range. But Dr. Brown's literally was the bottle that we specifically use. So when I tell you that not only are we doing this from a professional experience, it is wholeheartedly a personal experience that we have had. So tell me who you are. Tell me, so in one thing, I see who you are, so that's easy. I want to know how old your twinnies are. So that's one thing. And why I want you to put that in a separate comment right now, if you would be willing to, it's because I would like for you to find another partner in our Twiniversity live feed today, because both of you may be winning prizes somewhere down the line. So partner up with somebody, find somebody, or, tell your friends if they want to join you. You're obviously more than welcome to. While we will be talking about twins today, singletons clearly do apply here. Lucia, Mike saying Lucia. Yeah, Lucia. Oh, I love Lucia. Lucia is due in January. Andrea's twins are 2 months old. Jessica's babies are 5 months old. So shout it out. Let us know how old your babies are. Partner up with some people because we're going to learn a lot of different things today. And of course, win, because I love to give away some prizes. Okay. Let's start out with first things first. Are you guys familiar with Dr. Brown? So Kathy says that she loves using Dr. Brown's bottles and was gifted them to friends, relatives, and the church organization. They are really a great gift to receive and to give as well. They could be, I want to say there's a lot more expensive things that you could buy, but in all sincerity, Dr. Brown's bottles aren't cheap. You get what you pay for, though, in this situation, because you're getting so many different features. If you just look at the little picture that I have posted there, when it comes to Dr. Brown's bottles, they really are the ideal choice, not just for twins, but honestly, any humans on this planet that are drinking from a bottle. So my little babies, they are the absolute best. Yeah. Now, Andrea and Kathy, I would love to know your 2 cents on what you think about your experience with Dr. Brown's, because while I'm here telling you how great they are, I would love if you could just give me your own 2 cents. Miranda is 30 weeks pregnant with twin boys. Yay! Jessica, you use the preemie size. Oh, we're going to talk about that today, Jessica. So yeah, give a shout out, find a partner. I want everybody to win. I want us to have a little bit of fun because after all, it is the holidays, and isn't it the season of giving? It's not just the season of receiving. So sure, I could receive hearts. That's what you could send me, but I want to give away some prizes. So first things first, let's talk about the Dr. Brown's options bottle. If you see, let me see. I got to find this. Here we go. So I'm going to show that there, hide that there. Now, I don't want to talk about glass yet. So how do I do that? Okay, here we go. I want to talk about these. So Dr. Brown's has been around forever and a day. They are an older bottle company, so they definitely have used their experience in the industry to kind of make the world's most perfect bottle for you. Once upon a time, they were the first people that had an internal venting system. If you look at the picture right there, you'll see it's that green tube down the center. So that venting system is created so that no suction builds up within the bottle, making it easier for your baby to drink. Because of this venting system, it will alleviate colic, it will alleviate gas. I shouldn't say will alleviate colic 100%, but certainly it does make things a lot better. We had been through many bottles before my twinnies settled on Dr. Brown's. I have to be honest with you, the price was a little scary to me at first, but after we had been through so many different bottles and nothing was working, especially for my baby A, who had significant reflux problems, this was the one that really worked for us. So shout out if you also are having trouble with reflux and your twinnies, and let us know if Dr. Brown's have saved the day like they did mine. So Dr. Brown's has a few iterations of their bottle. So there's been a lot of different versions as they have evolved. And right now, the most current bottle is called the Options Plus bottle. I'm going to say the Options Plus is a few years old now, maybe 3 or 4. I won't put money on that, so let's not take any bets, but it's been around for a little bit longer. And the difference between the Options bottle and the Options Plus bottle is while they both have a green venting system, the Options Plus bottle, I personally find, is so much better because with the Options bottle, the first gen Options bottle, I found that they were a little leaky. So the Options Plus bottle have been a lot better. Plus, they made the area of the nipple a lot wider. So I'm going to take this out of the box. It's a brand new Dr. Brown's bottle. Oh, oh, I'm dropping paperwork. So when I take it out, when I get it home, I strongly, not only me, but our whole Twiniversity Mom Squad, we really recommend that you start with the 8-ounce, or actually the 9-ounce wide neck. Simply because, here, if you look at the wide neck, it's so much easier to clean and it's so much quicker to dry than the tall kind of narrow bottles that are a little bit more traditional that you may see. But what I really love, the feature that sells me most, I'm going to put it against my dark shirt. Do you see the concave sides? Because of the concave sides of this Dr. Brown's Options Plus bottle, your twinnies could have a better handle on the bottle and drink. So yeah, this is definitely what I would recommend. And the other reason why we recommend the 9-ounce is simply because you will eventually be using larger bottles. If you start spending your money on the 5-ounce and, the other ounce bottles, truth be told, you're going to have to eventually splurge on the 9-ounce bottles because your twinnies will get to this. So while you may be like, Nat, that's crazy. Why the heck am I using, a 9-ounce bottle for 2 ounces of, milk, formula or breast milk? It's simply because you're going to save maybe $100, maybe $200 down the line if you end up registering, number one, for the correct bottles up front, and number two, you don't have to go back and buy them. Also, time-wise, in the middle of a pandemic, who the heck wants to start running to the store when you realize that you need it last minute? Of course, yes, we could purchase them on Amazon, your local big box store, your local mom and pops usually have this too. Most supermarkets have Dr. Brown's. Most pharmacies, like honestly, now that I think about it, I've barely been any place that I haven't seen Dr. Brown's. So this is pretty good. So these are the wide neck bottles. Jewel just put up a link right now to the our affiliate link for Amazon. So you guys have that. So, but you get them anywhere. I mean, yeah, you can buy them on Amazon because that seems to be where I'm buying literally everything these days. But another thing that I want to focus on is notice, my light's a little bright here, but notice how the nipple kind of encompasses the whole collar. And this would be the collar of the bottle, this piece. But notice how the nipple encompasses the entire bottle, the entire collar of the bottle. If I put it there, see? Bloop, bloop, bloop. And it's also shaped more like mom. Let's just be honest and call it as we see it. So yeah, so that is is kind of the big must-have item of Twiniversity is definitely the Dr. Brown's wide neck. So that's number one. Number two. All right, I could go on for days and days and days, but let's talk about bottles in general and why they're important. Now, pause up and give me a shout out if you are using your bottles to feed formula or using your bottles to feed breast milk. Okay, because it could go either way. I just did a podcast this morning. It was actually a really fun podcast. It will be coming up on our Twins Tale podcast. I interviewed a mom named Kate who is an identical twin, and she just had identical twin girls. And we were talking about her breastfeeding experience and how she couldn't get them to latch because they actually both had diagnosed a lip and a tongue tie. And because she wasn't able to get them to latch, she was an exclusive pumper. And then she ended up getting mastitis after so many times, but she really was very dependent on pumping. So Jessica's using both breast milk and formula. Joe is using formula. Jessica, question for you. When you are bottle feeding breast milk, do you mix your formula or do you have your breast milk in one bottle and your formula in another bottle? Now, I'm curious to see what Jess is going to say to us, but if you are watching this now and you have to do kind of a combination of breast milk and formula in the same feed, obviously, because clearly if you have enough breast milk, it's just going to be a bottle filled with breast milk. But if you have, if you're exclusively or need to supplement with formula, sometimes you actually have to do breast milk and formula in the same feed. So that would be kind of a hybrid feeding, which there's literally nothing wrong with that. My big thing that I would recommend for all of you is do not mix your breast milk and your formula together, because if you don't end up using that whole bottle, you've wasted a little bit or perhaps even a lot of bit of breast milk, which would kind of super stink. That's all I got to say about that. So yeah, if you're using it for both breast milk and formula, please make sure that you're putting them in separate bottles. Now, how many bottles do you need? I could go on and on and on. And I wish that I had little graphics created for bottle feeding prep, but I did not, because I just knew this was going to be kind of a very teachable moment. So here's how we're going to break it down today. Let's talk about bottle feeding prep, what we need, glass versus plastic. That's going to be our next kind of topic. So how many bottles do you need? For those of you that have your babies already, do me a favor and shout out how many bottles you have in your home right now. If you do not have a dishwasher or you do not plan on washing your bottles throughout the day, you will need upwards of 16 bottles that you should be registering for. As your babies get older and older, you will actually have less bottle feeds. You will start introducing solids. So down the line, you won't need as many bottles. But Kathy just told us that she has 12. Joe, how many do you have? I definitely want to know. And Jessica, I have to fortify Twins B food. I do separate for A because she gets a high calorie feed. Yes. Sonora has 9 bottles. Andrea has around 5, but she has more in the cabinet. Jessica has 12 Dr. Brown's bottles. So see, you need quite a bit of bottles in your home. Now, 16 is if people are going to be generous and buy them for you. But as you see, you certainly could get away with less. I personally had 1,000,000 bottles because I could not, I just couldn't start washing bottles in the middle of the day, and it ended up getting a little super crazy for me. So we ended up having quite a lot. But remember, I think I overpurchased anyway because I was so scared, or not scared. I was so dissatisfied by the bottles I was using previously. When Dr. Brown's finally worked, I just went absolutely nuts. I don't even think that we bought them all ourselves. I'm pretty sure that my in-laws purchased most of them for me because, when it comes to feeding issues with your twins, it's not just you and your twins that are going through it, but anybody who's helping you. So my in-laws were also going through the feeding situation with my daughter, as was my mom at the time when the twinnies were little. So it's a lot. Joe said, we have 8 bottles we wash and reuse, but more for the bigger size we haven't got to yet. How about this, guys? Jewel, is it time that we're allowed to give away prizes? I think that we have waited too long. I think it's time that we give away a prize pack of the Dr. Brown's 9-ounce bottles. So first things first, if you know it's prize time, shout out prize time, because prize time is always so fun that and by the way, you guys could yell out prize time as much as you want. I feel like the word prize time is used that, when you go to a wedding, remember back when people used to go to weddings and people bang on glasses and then the bride and groom have to kiss? I feel like if you guys shout out prize time, then you're gently reminding me that it's prize time. So Andrea's into it. It is prize time. So the first thing that you will have to say in order to be eligible to win this prize, and if you haven't joined us for a live feed, the reason why we do this is because not everybody wants to win the prize. You may want to hold out to see what prize will be next, because we actually do one prize per person per live feed that we're doing, but we definitely have people who have won multiple prizes with their time here at Twiniversity. Okay, we are going to give away, how many bottles, Joel says? Let's give away 6. We're going to give away 6 Dr. Brown's bottles, which is, kind of that medium number. I'm not going to be able to supply you with an entire amount of Dr. Brown's bottles, but we will just give away 6 for right now. And if you want to win a Dr. Brown's bottle, then you just have to say bottoms up. Bottoms up, because we are going to pop that bottle, and it is going to be bottoms up time because we're going to talk about feeding some twinnies. So if you want to win 6 Dr. Brown's wide neck 9-ounce bottles, all you have to just say is bottoms up. Jewel is texting me, so if you keep seeing me look at my watch, it's because Julie's texts are coming in on my fancy watch. I just got this Apple Watch this summer, and I'm still kind of getting used to it. I don't know if anybody else is wearing an Apple Watch, but it's a little tough to get used to, but I'm digging it. I'm super digging it. I love it, guys. Yep. Shout out bottoms up. I love this. Find your partner too. Make everybody say bottoms up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good. Come on, guys. It's so much fun. So Julie's going to pick a winner. She'll announce it to me. We will then announce it to you guys. So let's talk for a moment. Okay. Let me go to my next slide here, which I think I'm going to be able to. Hello. Okay. Let's talk about glass versus plastic. Is anybody using the Dr. Brown's glass baby bottles right now? If you are using the glass bottles, please let me know. So now here at Twiniversity, people always are like, Nat, what do I do? Do I get the glass bottles? Do I get the plastic bottles? Which ones are best? Well, I would personally say, well, this is a personal choice. There's something that I want you guys to think about. The reason why most people choose glass over plastic is because of the products that the plastic is made out of. So do you ever, heard this term BPA free, right? You hear like, oh my gosh, those bottles are BPA free. I want to tell you why it's important that your bottles especially are BPA free, but not only your bottles, any serving dishes that you are using. So I would stay away from stuff from Dollar Tree, because there is this product that's BPA. It stands for bisphenol A. Bisphenol A is an additive that is often found in plastics, not just baby bottles, definitely not in a Dr. Brown's baby bottles, but you could find it in lesser expensive items. And this bisphenol A has been shown to not only affect fetuses, but infants and children as well. So this one specific byproduct, this bisphenol A, this BPA has been found to actually cause disturbances in children's prostate glands as well as their brains. Now, here's another crazy thing. Do you know that it could actually affect your children's behavior because it messes around with the chemistry of their brain? It actually will affect your children's behavior. And now if you're like, but it's only important for children, it is not only important for children, because BPA has also been shown to mess around with people's blood pressure. So if you are purchasing items and you are like, well, is this dinnerware good for the twinnies? Or should I be buying these plates for myself? Always make sure that any products that you are going to be using in your home is BPA free. I know it's crazy and you're like, Nat, you've lost your mind. I am telling you right now, it is really important that you know this as fact. And so on the Dr. Brown's bottles, you will see, I'm trying to figure out where exactly it says BPA free. It used to once upon a time say it in big giant letters. Now it's kind of like a side note because thank goodness our country has figured out that BPA is not so good for you. So yeah, so make sure that the box says BPA free. I know as fact that these are, so I am not worried about that, but they used to have like a big giant marking on it. Where is it as I keep looking at the box? But I really wanted to just bring that up to you guys because so many people hear this term BPA and they have no idea what it actually means. Okay. Now Julie says, Joe, you won. Congrats, Joe. You won our bottle prize pack. You are our first winner of the day. Very, very exciting. I love it. Okay. Remember that BPA fact because we may be coming back to that later on down the line. So glass versus plastic, going back to that. Plastic is fantastic if you make sure that it is BPA free. Glass often is a little bit heavier. Okay, so that is something that, yeah. And Kelly, like, I'm not joking about the blood pressure. So many people do not know. You hear it in the infant world, but people do not realize that this BPA, it continues to affect us throughout our entire lives and can easily affect adults. So when it comes to glass, of course, does not contain BPA. However, it is heavier. They do have a chance of breaking. Dr. Brown's bottles are definitely super duper strong and are made of wonderful glass that is going to be better for your children. However, they're just really, really heavy. So if you have to sit there and you have to bottle feed, one baby at a time, two babies at once, it often gets to be a little bit tedious. Now, one of the things about the breaking is that Dr. Brown's, I touched the button, let's see if it happens. Dr. Brown's does make an Options Plus wide neck glass bottle sleeve that is made of silicone. So the silicone slips over the bottle and you can wash the bottles with it or without it. So just know that it will make it easier to grip. It will make it a little bit easier to hold. But ultimately, if you have an option to use glass or plastic, I'm just saying personally, from my personal opinion, I think that plastic is the way to go as long as you are using a BPA-free plastic. Okay, so I do want to let you know about that. Now, that's my glass versus plastic. We talked about narrow versus wide. Let's talk about nipple size. Not many people in the world have full discussions about nipple size as much as yours truly does. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in addition to being the founder of Twiniversity, the author of What to Do When You're Having To, I am also a certified lactation counselor. So when it comes to breastfeeding, I could sit here for days and be like, dudes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about some breastfeeding. So when I talk about breastfeeding, I am not pro breastfeeding. I am not pro formula. I am pro family. Whatever works best for your family is what you should be doing. However, if you are going to be doing a combination of breastfeeding and formula feeding, or breastfeeding and then bottle feeding breast milk or formula, you really should pay attention to the bottle you're using and make sure that you're using something exactly like this, i.e. this bottle, because it is shaped very much like mom. I specifically wear black shirts so I could hold stuff against me. So notice that it's important that they have a very, very wide base, because when your baby is breastfeeding, they don't just kind of grab onto your nipple, they actually grab onto your whole breast. And you know what's fascinating to me about breastfeeding? Do you know that it is not the suction that the baby is using in order to have the milk kind of get projected out of you? It's actually the shaping of the nipple that then makes the milk come out. It's such a fascinating biological experience of breastfeeding. I can't even begin to tell you, but this is shaped just like mom. So when your baby has a good latch, believe it or not, your nipple will look like this within your baby's mouth. So Dr. Brown's has been like, hey, listen, that's what it would look like in, with natural biology. We're going to get as close to it as we possibly can, which is why they created this. Okay. So not only is your baby going to be able to get a good latch and have plenty of milk coming out of the nipple, but they're also going to be able to really, really get a good latch around that. I'm actually going to change that and hide that so that we have that up during this time. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is Dr. Brown's bottles have different levels of nipples. When you buy the wide neck 9 ounce, it's going to come with a level 1 nipple. How the heck do we know this? How do I know I'm not positive what level nipple you have. Well, specifically on their bottles, on the outside of their nipple, right around here, you will see a number. It is very, very, very difficult to see. Maybe I could let you see it. Let me find it. It's right there. Oh, there it is. Hey, I got it so much. I'm so excited. So there you could see that it says level 1. Level 1 means that this is the slowest flow that is not a preemie level nipple. Preemie level nipples are going to be very, very, very slow, while the level 1, okay, so here I have a level 1 with some formula in it. I actually want to fix my bottle a little bit more. So here I have a bottle. By the way, I just noticed that there's been a dog head under my arm this whole time. Okay, so level 1 is going to be a slower flow. And if I hold the bottle upside down, it's still going to come out, but it's not going to stream. If you saw it, it actually comes out in droplets. Okay, so it's not a steady stream that is just coming out of this bottle. It's drop, 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 drop. So this is the slowest flow. When you buy your bottles, they'll usually come with a level 1. However, you probably want to purchase some level 2s and maybe even some level 3s. Those level nipples are going to flow faster, meaning that the little hole in the tip of the nipple is going to be a little bit wider. And instead of the drop, 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 it's going to be stream. And then as the hole gets bigger, it's going to be stream. And you could even use something called a Y neck. And a Y neck is used only if your pediatrician recommends that you have an additive to their bottle that's going to make the food thick, almost a porridge-like. So I don't recommend you use that unless your pediatrician specifically says that you need a Y-cut level nipple. So you're going to start off with the level 1. You're going to transition to the level 2 when your pediatrician gives you permission to. And the next thing that you're going to do is never throw out a few level 1s, because if you are flying, this is the biggest thing that there's so many little Twiniversity hints that are out there. But one of the main ones that I really love is that if you keep a few level 1 nipples and you're flying, it's the best because it has a slower flow. Your baby will actually swallow more because it's coming out in smaller little sips. And once they swallow, swallow. It's the equivalent of them chewing gum. So it'll help alleviate some of their ear pressure. You're like, hey, Nat, I didn't know that. So when you're transitioning from level 1 to level 2, please make sure that you're keeping a few level 1 nipples in your home. All right. Now, let's talk about bottle feeding babies. Oh, Fred. Hey, Fred. What's up, home slice? This is one of our Twiniversity babies. I only have one with me today. I left Ginger downstairs. Oh, Fred, you are the super sweetest. Fred is going to be my demo baby of the day. He is my favorite twin of the day. You know why? Because his other twin isn't here. for me to hear me tell Fred that he's my favorite baby. Fred, everybody say hi to Fred. Fred, say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Guys, say hi to Fred for real. He's camera shy. He gets very upset. Fred, they're nice people. We've had a nice time. Joe won the first prize. What? What's that? You want to give away Fred? Fred wants to give away another prize. Guys, you know what time it is. If you know what time it is, shout out what time it is. Fred, they're going to say it. They're going to say it. They're going to let us know that they're ready for prize time because, it's prize time. And you know what we're going to give away, Fred? Oh, Fred, what do we want to give away? Jewel, dealer's choice. You pick. What are we going to give away from our friends at Dr. Brown's? I actually would like to give away a dishwasher rack. That would be my preference. I'm actually going to go look. Dr. Brown's has made so many different dishwasher racks to clean their bottles. It's just so funny that I don't even know if I have the most current one. I'm actually scrolling on their website. I do. I like the one that they made previous a lot better. Okay, we're going to give away, Fred. You think it's time? You want to do it? You want to give away some bottles and a dishwasher bag? Fred, have you lost your mind? You really think that All right, Fred. That's what we're going to do. All right. Fred said, you know what? It's not only important that you are using your bottles correctly, it is also important that you are cleaning your bottles correctly. And if you have a dishwasher, you definitely want to grab Dr. Brown's makes a full line of accessories. This is a wonderful honeycomb dishwasher bag. Fred, could I put you down for 2 seconds? Oh, Fred, stop it. Okay, I'm putting you there for 2 seconds so I could show them exactly how this is going to go. So this is the Dr. Brown's dishwasher bag. All right. Jewel, let me see what Jewel is telling us. It's you want to do the drying rack? We can do whatever. I have this in my hand, so let's give away this, Jewel. So this is their dishwasher bag. There's a few ways that you could use it. The way that they recommend that you use it is you put all of your items, okay, in the dishwasher bag. So you put your nipples, you could put your tops, you could put your venting system. Of course, you shouldn't be doing this on your lap. But you could put everything in and then it closes up and it has these little knobs that you press through. Sorry, Betty, did I wake you? I just woke Betty Lumago. Okay, it has these little snaps, these little silicone snaps that you push on through here. Now it's this way. So it has these little nubbins that you push through, see? And it seals the bag shut. And now I could put this in my dishwasher, top rack, dishwasher safe. It actually holds quite a lot. So don't think like this is one bottle. You could squeeze a lot in here if you're using your space efficiently. You put it in the top rack, and then that way nothing is getting knocked around in your dishwasher and it's all being washed correctly. So if you would like to win a Dr. Brown's dishwashing, some dishwashing equipment and 4 Dr. Brown's bottles, yes, that is how we will do it. If you would like to win, all you have to say is, Fred, what do you think? You have to name your favorite Fred. And it could be Twiniversity Fred, but name your favorite Fred. Could be Fred Astaire, could be Fred Flintstone, could be Fred Armisen. From, I can't even think of that show, but you put a bird on it. That's what I'm thinking of. Well, whoever your favorite Fred is, this is actually not my favorite Fred. You know who my favorite Fred is. My grandfather is my favorite Fred. That's actually where Fred got his name, is because I really wanted to name my son Fred, but it was vetoed by my family, and we named him John after my husband, blah, 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 blah. Freddy Krueger's a good one. Fred Claus. I like it. I love all the famous Freds. Yep. Shout out your favorite famous Fred, and Julie will pick a winner. So let's bottle feed Fred because he's starving. It is his dinner time or lunchtime or breakfast time, wherever you are in the country. And the first thing that I want you to get is I want you to make sure that you have, that's funny, Fred Savage, Portlandia. I like when Julie texts me, and now I open the text over there. But Fred Savage is Julie's favorite. Fred Savage is a good one, Jules. Fred Savage was the Wonder Years, no? Isn't that Fred Savage? Okay. This is going to be my favorite Fred of the day, but we all know that it's really my grandfather. Fred Rogers. Now we're talking, people. Get creative with your Freds. I love this. This is why I love Twiniversity live feeds, right, Fred? All right, now, all that we need to feed a baby is we need a bottle filled with whatever the heck you want to feed this baby, ideally breast milk or formula, just throwing that out there. But it could also be chamomile tea. It could be pear juice. It could be anything that your pediatrician is recommending that your baby needs. But yeah, it is not always formula and it is not always breast milk. You could actually bottle feed your baby's water if that's what your doctor recommends. So today I do have a little bit of milk in here. So that is what we are going to be feeding Fred. Get yourself a bib. Get yourself some good bibs. And this is where I'm going to give another shout out to a wonderful partner of ours. It's Gerber. No, I mean, yes, it is. It's Gerber Children's Wear or Children's Clothes. I can't remember their website right now. Julie will put up a link, but they have such unbelievable sales when it comes to bibs. They're right now doing a lot of holiday sales, but stock up, because while you may get away with having a few bibs, having a few bottles, you may need some more bibs depending on how much your baby's spittle on up. So Fred, I'm putting on your bib here. Okay. All right, so once I got this on Fred and he's nice and secure, I am going to hold Fred. Now you guys could see that I'm using a microphone, but I'm going to hold Fred on an incline, and ideally you will feed one baby at a time until you figure out this baby's style of eating. Well, my hair is like old wackadoodles in the back. So Fred is going to be on an incline. Another little trick, everybody's like, where do I put baby's arms when they're eating? Guys, look where Fred's arm is. Fred's arm is actually resting on my breast underneath my arm. I have him tucked in, nicey spicy. Everything is good. And we are going to feed some baby. Courtney Lancaster? Is there a Miss Courtney Lancaster in the audience today? What, Fred? She's the winner? Courtney Lancaster, you just won. I love it. So Courtney, congratulations. You just won our next Dr. Brown's prize pack. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get to feeding Fred because he's getting a little fussy now. Now, once we have Fred in a good position, I'm going to get my bottle, and there is some discussion here that I want to have for 2 seconds after I scratch my nose, is when you start bottle feeding your baby. Banana? Thank you. Everybody, any deliveries that are ever from my building, they just ring my bell. Thanks, puppy. So when you have your baby resting comfortably, just know that you have to start off with doing something called paste feeding. I would never recommend that you bring baby home from the hospital and then you're just like, Fred, chug, 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 chug. No, don't do that. Don't do that to Fred. I don't know if Fred wants a chug. I don't know if Fred wants to take little sips. Fred could be just like one little snack. So when you start feeding your babies, you do something called paste feeding. And so what we do is we get our bottle, we put it in, we give Fred a little sip. Yes, puppy? You could have that. I don't think you're going to like that. My daughter's trying to eat my pralines. What? No, Johnny's at the doctor with Daddy. And I'm doing a live feed for Dr. Brown's. Would you like me to bottle feed you? Would you like to be my demonstration? I could put you in. You're the baby that if she had pants on, I would let her come by and see you. But she's also in class. But she's the baby that had an extremely difficult time feeding, would constantly projectile vomit on us so many times that we would go through a rug a year. We couldn't even clean the rug. We started buying this rug that I have behind me. We are now so well trained because we only buy outdoor carpets. Because now between the dog, it's even better. But that baby that I was just talking to, holy smoke. She's still a picky eater and she actually still has some GI issues, weirdly. So that reflux, she just gets an upset stomach sometimes. Good. Oh, Jewel gave us a 15% off code too. That's so great. So GCW twins. That's great. Thank you, Gerber Children's Wear, as always. So when we're starting, we're going to do our paste feeding, which give Fred a little sip. Wait for him to drink it. Good, Fred. You like it? And I actually love feeding a baby. I will always feed a baby. I know some people get really upset when it's feeding time for a baby, but I really use this time to connect with one of my twinnies, right? Now, you will be tandem feeding somewhere down the line. But right now, just enjoy it. So, Fred, how was your day? How were the kids? Yeah, how's the wife? I love it. Yes, absolutely, Fred. It's funny. You got that promotion at the factory? Good for you, Fred. I love to hear that. Oh, yeah, Fred, you're doing it. Congratulations, you just bought a new car. What you get? A used Toyota Odyssey? Good choice. I understand they stay on the road for a very, very long time. I'm a Kia family myself, Fred, but hey, we can't all be me. So you just keep feeding Fred and you have kind of these tiny little conversations with him and you just have him take little sips and by little sips. And that's how we're going to get to learn Fred's feeding style. At some point down the line, you could be like, chug, 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 but not in the beginning. When your babies first come home from the hospital, you really need to kind of ease into this. So ease into the feeding. Don't just jump right in. Okay, guys. Now, next thing is next. What I want to go through is after we've known how to feed him correctly, let's say this bottle right now is 4 ounces. Okay. I don't know why somebody's at my door. Welcome. Welcome to live feeds. That's probably somebody just telling me a package is here because I'm not opening the door because it's a pandemic. So I'm not getting up anymore. Could you just leave the package, Anna? Could you just check and see who's at the door, but don't open it? I'm sorry, Banana. Welcome. This is why people don't work with, just say who is it, but don't open the door and just tell them to leave whatever there is there. Okay? Thank you. This is why in showbiz, they say don't work with children and animals. Why is my daughter opening the door? What is she doing? What are you doing? You just stubbed your toe? Oh, man, everything's happening bad. What happened? The guy left? Yeah. Was it a delivery for us? Yeah. Was it anything good? Did I get flowers? Did I get a basket from Harry and David? A big thing of popcorn? I want presents. It's the holidays. Please, I need popcorn. Okay, so back to Fred. So now that we got Fred fed, the next thing that we have to do is we have to get Fred burped. I hope you guys don't mind that we're in my home right now because, hello, pandemic. So when it's time to burp Fred, one rookie mistake is people often do this. And they're like, oh, Fred, let's burp you. But you have to always remember to put Fred's bib over your shoulder so that if Fred has some spittles, the spittles is going to land on the bib and not land on your shoulder. Coupon expires on Tuesday. Good, Jewel. Thank you. Thank you for letting everybody know. Okay, so when we're burping Fred, know that we're going to stop halfway through. So when we're 2 ounces in, we're going to stop to burp Fred. Usually his bib will be attached. I didn't attach it. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not following the rules. But we're going to burp Fred. And then if you listen, that's the dog drinking her water. Don't know if you could hear that. But Julie, the dog is drinking water, so she's feeling better. So we're going to burp Fred and listen. You hear how hard I'm burping Fred? So I always try to remind our Twiniversity students and our Twiniversity families in general that when they are burping, they actually do need to have a little bit of force behind the burp. And the way that my analogy that I use is one that a lot of you are going to understand. If anybody has ever had a shot, whether it's a vaccine, whether it's a vitamin D, whatever it is. You ever go to the doctor's and the doctor takes the needle and there's the liquid in the syringe and then the doctor taps the syringe? Okay, so they take the syringe and they go like this. And then all the little bubbles that are in whatever that substance is that they're going to inject within you, they're going to tap it. All the bubbles come up. They take the plunger and they plunge all that remaining air that's up there out of that syringe. And then they give you the injection. Well, when it comes to burping, this is the equivalent of this. Okay. The doctor doesn't take the syringe and go tap, tap, tap. Like that, the doctor actually has a little bit of force behind it. So just so you know, you need to make sure that you're putting a little bit of force behind it so this baby could actually burp. Once Fred takes his burp, all right, my love, we're going to go back and we're going to feed you the rest of this bottle. I love you so much. I'm going to tell you a story. Do you want story time, Fred? we could tell you stories. So I love to make up stories, right? Fred knows, because Fred has been my baby for many, many years now, and he is a perpetual baby. He is never getting older. But this is a great time to talk about your family stories and your family traditions, how you and your partner met, the day that Fred was born, why you decided to get a dog that the shelter lied to you and said would be 35 pounds, but is really 100. So many stories to tell this child. Okay? So wait, Fred. Fred, do you want to tell them? It's prize time. It's prize time again, Fred? It can't possibly be prize time again. Do you know what? Okay, it's prize time again. Guys, it's prize time again. Shout out prize time, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to give away. And I got something special for you today. I got some more Dr. Brown's goodies. I got them right in front of me, and I'm going to give them away as far as the eye could see. Thank you. This has been a Natalie Diaz traditional song that is called Dr. Brown's, and it's super duper fun. So we are going to give away something a little bit different. Are you ready to know what we're going to give away? First, Fred, I have to have a sip of coffee because Fred, priorities. We are going to give away a bigger prize pack. Do you want to know what this prize pack is? It is going to be a compilation of my favorite Dr. Brown's items. So here's what you're going to get. Follow along. Julie, follow along. And by the way, I just want you guys to know that Dr. Brown's like, sure, give stuff away. We just give stuff away. Yes, Kathy, it is Betty Lou Magoo. She is sitting there behind me. So what we're giving away right now is we are going to give away some Dr. Brown's micro steam bags. So if this is fantastic. If you do not, I don't know why it looks fuzzy, but the Dr. Brown's micro steam bags are some of my favorite products that I keep in my kitchen. I have to be honest, I use these still now because it's just great during a pandemic to sterilize stuff that could be sterilized. So you get all of these Dr. Brown's bags in your pouch. They are not expensive, by the way. So the retail on the Dr. Brown's microwave bags, I think it's $9.99. Let me verify. Let me verify. Julie, can you find out how much they are? The Dr. Brown. Yep. Oh, no, $5.99. I'm lying to you. So the $5.99, they're the micro steam sterilizer bags, which are seen right here. And they're perfect for sterilizing baby bottle parts. You could sterilize pacifiers. You could sterilize toys that are microwave safe, but you put them in there, you add a little bit of water, you seal it on up, 90 seconds, bing, bong, bong, and then you have hospital safe sterilizer bags. You get 5 bags, and each bag can actually be used up to 20 times. So they're used, yeah, that's still there. On the back of each bag, you actually have like a little chart. And so you could take a Sharpie and you could write down how many times you've used that bag. So you know when you get to 20, you're done. So this is not a one and done. This is 20 and done. And you are getting a whole pack of them. So you're getting 5 reusable bags. Each of them have 20 uses. So you'll be good for a while. Perfect, perfect, perfect for sterilizing in your home. Kathy said sterilizing on the go. It's really, honestly, it's going to be my go-to item. I have maybe used it to sterilize other things or steam other things. I mean, I heard that somebody has steamed vegetables in it. What, Fred? Why did you do that? Fred, this is for baby products. Stop using it to sterilize steamed vegetables. Just saying, Fred. So I love the Dr. Brown's sterilizer bags. They're some of my favorites. And let's give away some bottles too. So this is going to be a sterilizer bag bottle combo. I don't even know how many we're giving away. 200 million, 1,000 trillion. That's not a number. That's not really how many we're giving away. Just throwing that out there. But if you want to win, Fred, what do you think? What do you think that they should have to say? Should we have something? Let's just say, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Send us an emoji. So in emojis, how is your day going? That's it. So a series of emojis. So maybe you put a cup of coffee. That's how my day is going. Maybe it's a cup of coffee, thumbs down, crying face. Maybe that's how your day is going. It could be puppy, wine glass, baby bottle. It could be anything. How is your day going? Show it to me in emojis. Be thoughtful about it because it's kind of fun. I love me some emojis. I know my daughter gets super irritated whenever, Julie's totally, I got a text about broccoli and these bags. I don't know why people don't do that. You get 20 uses out of the bags. If you only steam, just whatever. I'm just throwing that out there. But Dr. Brown's is not recommending that you do that, for the record. So yeah, my daughter hates when I use emojis. I don't know why. It's like a thing with her. So tell us how your day is going in emojis, because that is some of the most fun to me. And that will be our big prize pack of the day. I know that we should not have been going as long as we do, but I have so much fun talking about Dr. Brown's. Jewel, are you sending me your day in emojis too? So what's the prize besides the seam bags? Bottles too, Julie. 9-ounce wide neck bottles. So we'll do probably 6, I think. I actually don't know. We never know with Dr. Brown's. They could end up sending you a case. Who really knows? All I know is that they are our favorite partners for so many reasons. We have been working, it's really only Dr. Brown's, ma'am, and Step 2 have been the companies that started with Twiniversity almost 10 years ago. So we've been around for 10 years, but I never kind of was looking for partners. And so when I started to look for partners, when we started to kind of rack up the bills, whether it was internet hosting, whether it was services like this Be Live, I was like, okay, now we really have to make some bucks. And so I remember knocking on their door and meeting Jesse for the first time, the gentleman who works at Dr. Brown's. I will still say to this day that on our first meeting, I swore he hated me. But apparently he didn't. That's just his personality. And now, after many years of knowing him, I know that he doesn't hate me. I know that he loves us very, very much. And he's just genuinely great. In general, the company is so receptive. When Twiniversity gets feedback on Dr. Brown's bottles and we pass it over to them, they're always so receptive. There are not a lot of companies on this planet that you could just call and be like, hey guys, I noticed that the bottle numbers, okay, I noticed that they used to have them that were etched in, and we're like, Jesse, you can't see the bottle numbers. And of course, did they really change it because of Natalie Diaz and Twiniversity Mom Squad? Probably not, but maybe we were the straw on the camel's back that made them make tiny little adjustments to make it a better experience, because while we're not using bottles, I use this bottle quite often. Me and Fred sit here and do bottle feeding demos, right, Fred? Fred knows. So I love when companies are so fantastic like that. And in general, honestly, truthfully, you guys know I never pull any punches with you. I really, really, really love working with Dr. Brown's, and they've been so extraordinary. Kathy Zolendek. That's what I'm saying. I'm committing to Kathy. I've just been calling you Kathy this whole time. Kathy, Fred, you want to tell her? Kathy, you won. Fred, you have such a deep voice for a tiny baby. Kathy, you've won. That is so nice of him. Kathy, congratulations. You have won our prize pack. I am so excited for you. I'm so excited for all of our winners today. And I love that you guys have joined us today although we've been speaking for 52 minutes, I could go on for days and days and days, but I know that you guys have to go back to your reality, and I suppose I should too. Womp womp. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you've learned a quick few tips that you are going to use for your Dr. Brown's bottle feeding journey, whether it is breast milk, whether it is formula, whether it is water, whether it is chamomile tea, whether it is pear juice or cherry juice, all things that my children have drank. Of course, after you speak to your pediatrician, just know that Dr. Brown's really does have your back, and Twiniversity in general really works with companies that we know. We know that you guys really look to us for ideas and for companies. And we know that while that term influencer, I hate that term. I absolutely hate that term, because I'm not here to influence you to make any purchasing decisions. I am really here to educate you on perhaps how not to waste money. So it is definitely a good bet. If you need bottles and you're currently expecting, definitely look into Dr. Brown's bottles. I promise you, from Natalie Diaz, Twiniversity, our name is behind it. You can't go wrong. After so many struggles that I have personally had with my daughter, it was epic. It was absolutely epic. She was on an apnea monitor for 7 months because of her reflux issues. And these are the bottles that saved my day. So I recommend to you guys, if you need your day being saved, look no further than them. I would also strongly appreciate if you go over to their Facebook page and you say a big shout out and thank you to Dr. Brown's, because honestly, without them, we wouldn't be able to do an hour's worth of education. I mean, maybe we would. And we do have this in our Twiniversity classes, which, by the way, Jewel, let's give away a Twiniversity class. One more prize for the people who stayed on with us. So if you are currently expecting and you would like a seat in our next Twiniversity class, I would be honored to have you win a seat in our next. You are currently expecting, all you have to say is, look at my bump. Look at my bump. Just shout it out. Julie will pick a random winner. If you want to send us a picture too and add one in there, go for it, because I'm telling you. So just say, look at my bump, so we know that you're expecting, because that's really what the class is best for. We will give you a seat in our next live class that Julie is teaching. I would be honored if you joined us as our guest. So yeah. Oh, Jewel says we're giving away something else. Julie's literally giving away the house. Guys, are you ready? We have one more prize. So we're going to give away 2 prizes. Did you guys know that we just launched a new class called the Complete Baby Safety Course? It covers infant first aid, CPR, child proofing, car seat safety, and a heck of a lot more. So we talk everything from burns to choking, when to call your doctor, and so much more. We have worked with Gabe DeAngelis, a fantastic CPR instructor, also a Twiniversity student, also a New Yorker, somebody who is near and dear to my heart. And I am so happy that he is part of our Twiniversity family. And of course, Jewel, who does the car seat safety and the child proofing. So if you would like to win a seat in our Complete Baby Safety course, which, by the way, I don't think it's on sale anymore, but is available, and you could watch it at your leisure anytime you like, just say, I'm keeping it safe. Oh, I just hit Fred in the eyeballs. I'm not keeping it safe. Julie, in our safety course, do we have never hit your children in the eyeballs? Because that would just be so bad. So just say, I'm keeping it safe. Julie will pick a winner. We'll give you access to our online Complete Baby Safety course. And until next time, guys, thank you so, so much. Thanks again to Dr. Brown's. Really go out and just get them. Just trust me on this one. You know I wouldn't steer you wrong. But hopefully I will see you in an online class very, very soon. Until next time, guys. Fred, you want to say bye? Bye, Fred. Fred, that's not how you say bye. You say bye to them. They say bye, Fred. Bye, Fred. Julie, are you entertained by this and the rest of the family? Because that's how we do it. So Betty's butt, Fred, and I say goodbye. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later, alligators. Have the very, very best day. I hope you're keeping it safe. Wear your mask. Stay inside. Don't talk to strangers. All that good stuff. And until next time, see you then, guys. Thanks for watching.